The defending champion, Francesco Bagnaia, continues to face pressure. Ahead of the 2025 British MotoGP at the Silverstone circuit, tension is mounting in the Ducati garage. This is not only due to inconsistent results, but also because Bagnaia has begun to openly question the performance of their flagship motorbike, the Desmosedici GP25. While his teammates and rivals are stepping up their game, Bagnaia is stuck in a performance rut. Has the Ducati GP25 now become a burden instead of the world champion's main weapon? Let's discuss it. Ahead of the British MotoGP this weekend at the Silverstone circuit, an internal storm seems to be rocking the Ducati Lenovo camp. Francesco Bagnaia, the two-time world champion and former hero of the Borgo Panigale manufacturer, is now facing criticism, internal pressure, and mounting frustration. The 2024 season is still fresh in our memory. At that time, Bagnaia seemed like a racing god with 11 wins and flawless consistency, winning the world title in style. However, entering the 2025 season, everything changed drastically. Like fading magic, he lost his rhythm and his connection with his motorbike, the Ducati Desmosedici GP25, even admitting as much himself. Frustration explodes to the public. "I don't feel anything from this bike." In an exclusive interview with Motosan, Bagnaia openly expressed his disappointment with his new bike. "Right now, I have a really bad feeling about the bike. I can't feel anything, I don't get anything from it," he said in a heavy tone. This is a big limitation for a rider like me who needs to feel the bike. This sentence describes not only a technical crisis but also an emotional one for a defending champion who is losing his footing. Ducati, usually synonymous with innovation and technological excellence, is now accused of making its motorbike too difficult for its lead rider to control. Although Bagnaia is still in third place with 120 points, he has only won once in 6 races, finished second once, and finished on the podium 3 times. While the numbers are not entirely bad, they fall short of the world champion standards. Moreover, compared to his new teammate, Marc Marquez, who has scored 9 wins so far, the pressure on Pecco is becoming increasingly unbearable. Marc Marquez's entry into the Ducati factory team is a game-changer. It has raised the team's reputation, and Marquez has immediately taken over the position of paddock ruler. With his aggressive and determined style, the baby alien has proven that he's still got it. In fact, his younger brother, Alex Marquez, who rides for Gresini on a 2024 spec motorbike, has outperformed Bagnaia several times. In the eyes of Ducati management, especially general manager Gigi Dall'Igna and team manager Davide Tardozzi, Pecco's performance this season has fallen short of expectations. Dall'Igna openly stated that the defending champion must show more. Tardozzi added, "Pecco must be confident and dare to take big steps." This did not escape the attention of former LCR Honda manager Oscar Harrow. In an interview with Nico Abad on YouTube, Harrow expressed concern that internal pressure could cause Bagnaia to leave Ducati earlier than expected. "I don't rule out the possibility that Pecco will leave sooner if the internal climate at Ducati doesn't improve soon," Harrow said. Tensions began to creep into the Ducati garage not just because of the race results but also because of the looming uncertainty surrounding their current team leader, Francesco Bagnaia. The pressure grew stronger, especially after rumors surfaced that Ducati was considering Pedro Acosta for their future project. The young Spanish star is the main focus of the MotoGP paddock, especially given the uncertain situation with KTM, which seems unable to provide clear direction for his brilliant career. Acosta is not just an ordinary young talent. He is a phenomenon, a rider with natural instincts and a steely mentality, which he has demonstrated since entering the premier class. Many inside and outside the paddock see him as the ideal, long-term project, a rider who could usher in a new era for any team that recruits him. Now, Ducati, a team hungry for continued dominance, has reportedly included Acosta's name in their strategic plan for the 2026 season and beyond. This situation certainly puts a lot of pressure on Bagnaia. Although he is under contract until the end of 2026, no one is truly safe in MotoGP. The pressure to perform now comes not only from tough rivals like Marc Marquez and Jorge Martin on the track, but also from within his own home. If Bagnaia does not start winning consistently again soon, the shadow of Pedro Acosta could turn into a real threat, as he could become not only a future teammate but also a potential replacement. This reminds us of the bitter reality that has always been an inseparable part of the racing world. No matter how deep, loyalty is never truly absolute. In a sport as fast and intense as MotoGP, The future is determined by seconds on the track, not by a history of glory. Even a world champion can be pushed aside and replaced when his performance begins to decline. Ducati knows that to stay at the top, they must invest in the future, and Acosta, with all his potential, seems too valuable to ignore. Amid the wave of criticism and negative comments about Francesco Bagnaia, a loud voice refused to join the slander. It wasn't from the manager or the analyst, but from a figure who knew Pecco very well, his former teammate, Enea Bastianini. In a confident tone, Bastianini defended Pecco and issued a warning to the two most prominent figures this season, Marc and Alex Marquez. "We all know that Pecco is like a diesel engine," Bastianini told Motosan in an interview. "He is slow to warm up and does not explode immediately like Marc. But once he finds his rhythm and momentum, he can become an unstoppable monster. He has proven that before, and I have no doubt that he will prove it again." In Bastianini's view, public doubts about Bagnaia are nothing new at this time. He realizes that the defending champion's early season performance does not reflect his status as a two-time MotoGP world champion. However, he believes that judging Pecco based solely on the initial few races would be a mistake. Pecco is a true fighter. He doesn't just rely on emotions at the start of the season. He builds strength slowly, reads the situation, and when he explodes, all his opponents will feel it, he added. Bastianini also highlighted how Marc Marquez's dominance on the Desmosedici GP25 has made many forget Bagnaia's hidden strength. Nevertheless, he believes the competition is not over yet. Marc has indeed performed extraordinarily. Alex has also shown great development. But make no mistake, the 2025 World Championship title will be fiercely contested by these three riders: Marc, Alex, and, of course, Pecco. When Pecco rises, everything will change. Ahead of the British MotoGP race, Alex Marquez appeared confident. Not without reason. The Silverstone circuit suits his flowing and aggressive riding style. In fact, he once demonstrated his dominance on the British circuit while riding for Bagnaia Ducati in 2023 when he won the sprint race despite the challenging wet conditions. However, Alex remains humble. He is reluctant to appear overconfident, especially while his older brother, Marc Marquez, remains on the grid. Marquez has maintained his consistency since the start of the 2025 season. "I like Silverstone, it's one of my favorite tracks. But that doesn't mean I'll be faster than Marc," Alex told Crash. "Last year, with the GP23, he finished ahead of me. He's better than me here." Although he doesn't want to be considered the favorite, the statistics support Alex's confidence. In the last two seasons, he has performed solidly at Silverstone, even achieving better results than most of his rivals. However, this season, he must face the fact that his older brother has performed much more consistently. The Silverstone weekend is not just an ordinary race for Francesco Bagnaia. It's a decisive stage. Is he still the main axis of the Ducati project? Or has the Bagnaia era ended, making way for a new era called Marquez? Write your opinion below.